Hello, listeners. Welcome to another episode of News Analysis, where we discuss trending issues and where we dissect current happenings. So, what's trending on today's episode of News Analysis? President or Council of States will decide on INEC chairman's tenure when the time is right. Dr. Ex-Gov Ikpeazu, the former governor of Abia State, has stated. Amid a surge in calls for the removal of Professor Mahmood Yakubu as the chairman of Nigerian Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), Dr. Ex-Gov Ikpeazu, the former governor of Abia State, has clearly clarified that the authority to make such a decision resides solely with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the National Council of State. Ikpeazu's remark come in response to a growing movement led by the former president of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo, and other prominent voices, expressing dissatisfaction with INEC's role in recent elections in Edo and Ondo states. These elections, criticized by some observers and political leaders, have raised concerns about the transparency and effectiveness of the electoral process under Yakubu's leadership. Not only have Mahmood Yakubu been on a hot seat from Olusegun Obasanjo, but right from the time of the Rivers election, and even right from the general election, the trust of Nigerians have dwindled, and they no longer believe in the electoral process organized by Mahmood Yakubu. The call for Yakubu's removal were highlighted after Obasanjo addressed the Chinua Achebe Leadership Forum at Yale University, where he delivered a speech titled Leadership Failure and State Capture in Nigeria. In his address, Obasanjo emphasized the urgent need for reforms within Nigeria's Electoral Commission and suggested that restructuring the INEC leadership is essential to restore public confidence. His message resonated with several Nigerians who had concerns about election irregularities and the need for an electoral body that is free from any influence that could compromise its independence. The truth of the matter is, the I in INEC should be removed, as INEC is no longer independent. INEC is highly politicized and is highly paralyzed. No longer is INEC independent, and no longer do they go after the needs of the people. Way before elections are conducted, INEC officials already know who will emerge winner because there's high rate of bribery and high rate of politics in INEC. In response, Ikpeazu highlighted the legal boundaries that govern the tenure of INEC chairman, responding to Obasanjo's claim that Yakubu Mahmood should be removed as the INEC chairman. Ikpeazu has said that underscoring the removal of Yakubu cannot be executed based on public pressure or unilateral decision. He says this process is constitutionally defined and rests solely within the powers of President Tinubu and the National Council of State. He says this decision is not just one that can be made arbitrarily. He made these remarks during the public presentation of a book in Abuja, where he spoke on the importance of upholding the rule of law in government. Rule of law? Is there such a thing in Nigeria? Does rule of law still exist in Nigeria's democracy, whereby politicians are already arbitrary rulers? Nigerians no longer select their rulers. Rulers now select us. Ikpeazu highlighted that Nigeria's legal institution must be grounded in consistency with mechanisms that protect the independence of bodies like INEC to ensure credibility in the eyes of the public. The truth is, INEC can no longer be checked because the body necessary to check INEC is also corrupt. The government is supposed to check INEC, and so also the people. But the people are being silenced by the government, and the government that is being hoped on to check INEC is the one sponsoring INEC's corruption. So whose hands does INEC actually belong to? Ikpeazu, who recently contested a senatorial seat but was defeated by Senator Eyinayan Abaribi of the All Progressive Grand Alliance (APGA), has previously expressed concerns regarding INEC's role in election oversight. Reflecting on his personal experience and the outcome of recent elections, he called for the Electoral Commission to adopt greater transparency and impartiality. He says though his party did not win in Ondo, it is critical for INEC to ensure its operations are transparent and beyond reproach. Expanding on the topic of Yakubu's removal, Ikpeazu pointed out that the role of an electoral commission extends beyond organizing elections. It must actively build and maintain public trust. According to him, openness in the electoral process is essential to reassure citizens that the commission operates with integrity. If people feel excluded from the process or suspect that it is biased, it creates an environment of distrust. INEC should strive to be an institution that welcomes scrutiny and continuously work to improve the transparency of its operation. When asked specifically about the call for Yakubu's removal, Ikpeazu clarified that he respects the concerns raised by Nigerians, but emphasized that decisions about the leadership of INEC are not his to make. Determining whether the INEC chairman should remain or be removed is a responsibility vested in the president, and he is confident that INEC will make the best decision that serves Nigeria. Abeg, which INEC? The same INEC that has failed Nigeria from the first general election till this moment. It seems with every new INEC president, the rate of corruption seems to be increasing, and the trust of Nigerians seems to dwindle. Because each INEC president is corrupt, they close their eyes to the plight of the people and open their pockets to the bribery of politicians. It is no news that the highest bidder during political elections come out up top. And even before elections are conducted, INEC already knows who will emerge winner. Who would save Nigerians from the hands of these manipulators, as the person and the people that are meant to check irregularities are the ones championing corruption?